going on, y'all? It's Icon back to talk a little Arrow. We're still going through the final 10 for this up and coming season. So let's just get right into it. Episode number 3, A Leap of Faith. So Thea's back. In this episode, Thea's back. In the last episode, Oliver told everybody he was going to Nanda Parbat because he's fed up with the Monitor's BS and he wants to get answers and find out who this guy really is. Goes to Nanda Parbat, bumps into Thea. The two of them have a nice little fight, which was cool. And Thea looks good, Willa Holland. She looks she still looks good. She grew her hair out. She looks like, she looks more badass. Like, she looks more full. Like, they did a good job with her makeup because she looks like she's been through hell, because the last time we saw her, both her, Nyssa, and Roy, they were going to destroy the Lazarus pits that Malcolm Merlyn's remaining followers were trying to locate. So, so the two of them sit down. Oliver shows her pictures of Mia. He asked, like, what happened to Roy? And then she's like, Roy came back for a little bit and then he bounced. And Oliver was like, well, that makes sense because, he has the bloodlust thing going and he has to, take care of his own demons. John did not go with Oliver to Nanda Parbat because Lila came up with some crazy reason Lila came up with a reason for him to stick around. More on that later. So Oliver's just like, look, I came to Nanda Parbat for answers because I got to find out who the Monitor is. He tells Thea that he's going to die. And then Thea's just like, yeah, okay, what else? And then Oliver's just like, well, I just told you I'm going to die. He's like, trying not to feel too broken up about it. But she's like, bro, like, you've been cheating death for the last 15 years. So Thea's different. Like, she's like, she's she's not like the female Oliver, but she's not the same like insecure spoiled brat. Like, she's tough. Like, things don't phase her. Like, she has the training of Oliver Queen, Malcolm Merlyn. She has her mom in her. So Thea's badass. And so Oliver's plan is to he needs answers. So the only people that would have these answers are the League of Assassins, because they have a history of historical events. Like, they every Raja Ghul has a story about like the course of history. So he rolls up, since he killed Raja Ghul, and they said that Nissa's nowhere to be seen. They said that Nyssa took off on another mission somewhere. She is like, Oliver ends up rolling up on Talia. So him and Thea, they find Talia. And she's just like, still looking good. They had the little conversation about the doctor, because they were both in prison last season. Remember, they were both in prison. He was just like, I heard that the doctor died, sword to the heart. And she was like, yes, he got the justice he deserved. And, they tell her this, they tell her the situation. They're just like, listen, we got to find out some information. And she's like, well, then you're going to need the scroll. So they go to the depths of, the castle, wherever, like the Raja Ghul castle. They go to the castle, beneath the surface. Now, this whole time, because like in the season where Thea left, the crew that followed Malcolm Merlyn, they needed Thea's blood to open a box that opened a map that will let them know where the Lazarus pits are, because I think they were trying to revive Malcolm Merlyn. So Thea, she's basically been at war with these people because they're trying to find the pits. She's trying to destroy the pits. So it's been her versus this one gang of people this entire time. And Talia, she even knew it. She was just like, you've been dedicating your life to taking on the order, and then Thea looked at her like, how do you know that? But these people, they're still looking. Like, they're still on the hunt because they're trying to resurrect the League of Assassins. And in order to do that, they need a sword. Like, there's a special sword that when someone has it in their possession, they command the League. So Talia, that's Talia's side mission. She wants to get her hands on the sword. And she knows that if she helps Oliver do his thing, it'll help her get closer to the sword. Plus, she owes Oliver a debt because he saved her ass when they were in prison together. He's the reason why she got out of prison. So they go downstairs, They go downstairs, they find the scroll. The scroll has the map. Talia looks at the map. She sees the map to where the sword is. And then also she sees the map to where the sword is. And then they get attacked by the Malcolm Merlyn group. The same woman, I forget the woman's name off the top of my head, but the same woman who was like the head of that particular group, she's still here. Like, she made a comeback. So after they find the scroll, Talia, she memorizes the map. She then, like her, Oliver and Thea, they're on their way to go uncover the secrets of the map. Oliver tells Thea to stay behind. Thea's like, I thought we were over this overprotective thing. And he's like, but you're my sister. So he tells Thea, like, go away. I'll handle this. He's like, you got your thing. I got mine. He wants to keep her as far away from this whole thing as possible. So him and Talia, like, they go to the site. They find the book that has the information with the monitor, the location to where, the sword is and everything. Talia betrays Oliver, knocks him out, takes it and dips. Thea comes back, helps Oliver up. She's just, she's just like, good thing I didn't listen to you anymore. And the two of them are on the hunt for Talia now to go to the temple where all this stuff is supposed to be at. They climb the mountain to try to get to the temple. They have a little brother sister heart to heart talk, which was very nice to see. About like where they were, like where they came from and where they are now. They get to the top. They get ambushed by they get ambushed by the League. The League actually has Talia prisoner. They send all three of them in to basically be the guinea pigs. They're just like, we're gonna put you through this temple, and if there are any booby traps, you're gonna go through them first. So they all escape the booby traps. They end up getting into a fight. They fight the League. Talia goes into the chamber. Thea follows her into the chamber. Oliver's busting shots at all the League of Assassin people, and when they get through the other side, Talia has the sword. So now she commands League of Assassins because she's also the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. But Thea is also a daughter of Ra's al Ghul, and she's just like, well, I can challenge you for the sword. So her and Thea get into it. Thea ends up winning the fight, which was surprising to me. She ended up wrapping a chain around her neck. It was choking the life out of her, told her to yield. Talia gave up. Thea has the sword, and now Thea commands the League. Oliver has the book. It tells him the story of the Monitor, and then he and Thea both find out that the Monitor, he's probably here to cause the crisis, not so much here to prevent the crisis. So then, Talia, she comes to apologize. She's just like, my arrogance, blah, blah, blah. And then Thea's like, look, let's team up. Let's rule together. We can rebuild the League of Assassins and turn it into a League of Heroes. And she's like, you would extend me the honor of doing that. And then she's like, sure, why not? So Talia and Thea are basically going to build the League of Heroes because she said that the world doesn't need a League of Assassins. The world needs a League of Heroes. So they're on the hunt. So now they're going to build the League of Heroes. Oliver says bye to his sister. And there's peace. There's peace once again. So that was the chapter for that. And then Oliver, obviously, he ends up going back home. So the Diggle Lila storyline, they end up going after, I believe her name was Sandra Hawk, which was basically Connor Hawk's mom and Bronze Tiger's wife, because they're in Argus protection. Someone's going after them. So Lila and John, they're trying to protect them. John's whole thing, he was just like, why am I here? Why can't you just have like some Argus people do it? And she's like, because I trust you, Johnny. When in fact, Lila's whole thing is she's just trying to keep Diggle as far away from all the stuff that has to do with Oliver because she's working for the Monitor. And the Monitor probably told Lila, like, listen, Oliver Queen is doomed and anyone around him shall perish. So she's trying to keep John away from him. So, they go on the mission. They save Sandra Hawk and Connor Hawk. Diggle meets Connor Hawk for the first time as a child. They put them back in Argus custody, like a more safer situation. And then the two of them are pretty much done, and Diggle goes home. So now the flash forwards. The flash forwards was basically based on, because last time Mia was just like, listen, we're going to do things my way now. And we're doing things her way. So they basically roll up on JJ. And the whole time Zoe was just like, look, I don't like this plan, taking the Deathstrokes on head on, because first of all, we're outnumbered. And because we're outnumbered, things can go badly. And Mia's like, but I know what I'm doing. They're not going to suspect a frontal assault. She's like, all right, cool. She's like, but I know you're overprotective about losing your brother, so just be careful. They go, they fight him head on. And the room that they fought them in, that looked like, I mean, I don't know if it's just like the set, but that's basically like Thea's old apartment. Like when she got the Malcolm Merlin money and she bought that loft apartment that they ended up giving to Felicity. That's where JJ was staying the entire time. And I'm like, is this just a coincidence? Because like, was that supposed to be that apartment and it's just old now, or were they just reusing a set piece? Because I'm like, this looks exactly like Thea's old apartment. So anyway, they roll up on JJ. Get into a fight with him, sword fight with him. JJ's got, Mia down for the count. Zoe comes in, saves her behind, and then after she saves him, JJ kills Zoe. So Zoe's dead. You know, she tells Mia, she's like, listen, tell my father I'm sorry and I love him. And then, you know, Mia's upset because she's like, yo, my plan just got this girl killed. Everybody, you know, like Connor's losing it because, you know, he goes after JJ, starts beating his ass. And then suddenly, like, this cosmic wave just comes over, you know, comes over everybody. And I assume the same thing happened to Oliver and Diggle, because first of all, when the cosmic wave came over everybody, both Connor, Mia, and William got sent to the past, Star City 2019, and they were in the bunker, they were in the Arrow Cave, and there was Donna, Renee, Diggle, and Oliver. So Oliver was obviously sucked up into the into the cosmic wave as well, because he was a Nana Parbat, and Diggle had to have gotten sucked up into it too, because ain't no way hell he came back from Hong Kong that fast. So everybody's sitting there, they look at each other, Mia and William, you know, Mia's like, oh, dad, and then Oliver's like, dad who? Like, Oliver gave her the Young Justice Superman look, like, you ain't my kids. And then that's how the show ended. So very exciting. I'm very, very excited. You know, like, it was great to see Thea back. It was great to see Talia back. You know, we went back to Nana Parbat, which is cool. And I guess the flash forwards are going to cease for a while, because now everybody that exists in the flash forwards is now in present time. So now we got one big Arrow happy family minus Zoe. So that conversation with Renee is going to be very awkward. And Diggle's obviously not going to be too happy when he finds out that his actual son is Deathstroke. So that was it. That was Leap of Faith, episode 3 of Arrow. And you know, these episodes are good. Like these, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love next, like, episode 4 as well. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Until next time, check out some more videos, like and or subscribe, and I'm out.